difficult finalizing that fight when you were also talking to
we finalised that fight a long time ago. Like we were getting Wembley over the line, we were getting DAZN over the line for Joshua. So this fight's been finalised. Actually, when they gave us 24 hours notice, within that 24 hours, we notified the WBA together that terms have been agreed.
So, what was the notice was just to know if the fight had been agreed to?
We need to know from both sides that terms have been agreed and this is done. You agree terms and then you send them the contracts, which we followed all the rules of the WBA. People, oh, that was 3 weeks ago. This is bullshit. Like, you know.
And what made it so easy negotiating a fight with Povetkin as opposed to
because his team are more sensible. I believe he wants the fight, so it's very straightforward. You know, listen, the Povetkin fight's not as big as the Wilder fight, so obviously when you get a fight between two champions, it's always harder to bring those terms together. So it's easier to put a fight on between a challenger and a champion than it is two champions. But you know, the Wilder fight is one that we feel must happen, and hopefully we get that for April 13th.
Is there pressure from the other sanctioned bodies? You got a visitor.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah.
So a rather large baby behind you.
Well, you're lucky I was there to control you. Do you know what I mean?
Listen, I didn't want to mess my money up just yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Not yet. When we get a ring.
Is that spectacle good for the brand? Were you expecting that to happen?
No, I was expecting. Listen, the thing
You
is,
expect me to come. That's what you expected.
the thing is, this is the truth. Anthony Joshua is a great role model, but he's also a kid who loves to fight, and he's from the street, as Pofa. So when they get in each other's face, it only goes down one way. Like Joshua weren't going to walk off the stage and go, all right, and he weren't going to take a backward step. And actually, when they walked out on to the corridor, Anthony went, come on, and he went, all right. And they were walking off to go and do it in the street. But I want to get this guy millions of dollars for that kind of stuff.
No freebies.
You know, no freebies.
See, the street fight was, I would have had him in a chokehold and wait till he tap out. I wouldn't mess up his pretty face yet. So, have him screw like a little pig.
I make no money on that.
Where did Anthony go right now?
He's around, he's doing interviews. Yeah, he'll be here, don't worry, you'll get him.
Eddie, did you
He
know?
didn't come all this way just to go home.
Eddie, did you know any other details about that $50 million offer other than it was $50 million?
No, the $50 million offer came from Deontay Wilder, so it's a bit like Jarrell Miller sending me a text saying I'll give you $50 million. I love him, but I'd like to see the colour of the money. Nor Deontay Wilder. So listen, at the end of the day, that's said and done now. We've got to focus on the future. Right now, our plan is very straightforward. September 22nd, April 13th. The good news is that I've always felt like the Anthony Joshua Jarrell Miller fight was a big fight, but listen, maybe it hasn't had as much legs after today. It's got a lot more legs. He's got to take care of business on October 6th in Chicago, and then he's going to fight the winner of Manuel Charr against Aquendo for the WBA regular, or he can jump straight into the Joshua fight. There's going to be a lot of people calling for that fight now.
After September, do you start over from scratch? Do you have to sit down and negotiate again?
They've got their offer. They've got the offer.
That's it.
Wilder, he either takes it or he doesn't take it. Very simple.
Hey Eddie, why was Wembley Stadium not available for Deontay Wilder, but it's available for Alexander?
It was available for Deontay Wilder.
But you said in the interview when you did it with IFL TV that it wasn't available.
No, I said the date wasn't available because Canelo against Golovkin got made.
Can't do it.
Yeah, but we all know that Canelo Alvarez versus Canelo Alvarez fights on the same 2 dates.
It doesn't matter. There was no fight scheduled. The Golovkin fight wasn't made. They were talking about fighting Spike O'Sullivan. I'm more than happy to go up against Canelo against Spike O'Sullivan. When the Golovkin fight got made, September 15th, and all of September was completely out. So we moved it to end of October, early November. Mr. Finkel knew that. He knew the dates we were working on. Forget about, oh, there was no date in the contract. It was documented. It was in every interview going when that fight was going to be. So.
But that's what I'm saying. The fight with Alexander Povetkin is going to be September 22nd.
Correct.
But you said Deontay Wilder versus Joshua wasn't going to be available for September.
Yeah, because it's completely different money coming in from a US broadcaster and pay-per-view. You can't go to a US broadcaster a week after Canelo Golovkin and say, do you want to run a pay-per-view? Or DAZN, do you want to spend 4 times as much you're spending on a Povetkin fight to get behind this fight when you've got a US market that's flooded with Canelo against Golovkin? I mean, you guys, not you particularly, but these people will try and trick me into saying things. I'll talk to you all day. I've got the answers to everything. It's all the truth and it's all logical. The fact is, you can't get the pay-per-view money, you can't get the massive rights fees going a week after Canelo Golovkin in a US market where that fight is much bigger at the moment than Wilder against Joshua in the UK. So that is why we had to move it to October, November.